NASCAR's 2022 Final Four are set to race for a championship this Sunday in Phoenix, and Ross Chastain's wall riding at Martinsville to get in the Final Four has captured the world's attention to NASCAR just in time. Today, we look at which of the four drivers has the best shot to win the 2022 NASCAR Cup Championship on Shifting Gears. I'm Alan Bailey, and before we get started, make sure you smash the subscribe button to stay up to date on the latest videos and log on to AmericanRacingNetwork.com for the latest motorsports news. ARN, the Motorsports Authority. Ross Chastain. Holy sh! Are you kidding me? I'm honestly still blown away. It's been a few days, and I'm still just like, he did that. That's a thing. Chastaining is a thing. Yes, the Hail Melon is born. Are you kidding me? Like, we've seen a number of different racetrack moves that you can perform on the racetrack, whether it's a slide job or a crossover. But we haven't seen a new one at the racetrack in at least a few generations, it feels like, and Ross Chastain has finally given us that. Yes, it is bonkers and insane and stupid. Let's not kid ourselves. This was stupid. It shouldn't have worked. It shouldn't have, done that. It's a 1 in a bajillion shot that it did. And yet, here we are, talking about Ross Chastain in the Final Four. And in the heat of the moment, the reactions were amazing.
Ross, we're on the fence outside of you. Outside. Holy cow. I guess it does work. Holy, do you see that? Oh my God.
Oh my God, coming to the checkered flag. I can't believe what I just saw.
That's literally the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was straight video game.
That was incredible.
Watch one ripping the outside wall of the fence. Holy unbelievable. Wow. I'm pretty sure he got in with that.
That's the damnedest thing I've ever seen to one done.
What's the one doing? He was trying to hold it wide open and go.
He did it. That is insane. Actually passed people doing that? Yeah, he got in the Final Four doing that.
Holy Come in checker gap of one. Cover your bottom up off. What in the hell? We're in. Good job. He put it on the fence and went wide open there. I don't know if he beat yeah, he did. He beat the freaking BT11.
What's the one outside over here? Outside.
I guess we just lost on that.
Well, I've never seen anything like it, but Bell wins, he's in, and the one Hail Mary defense in 3 and 4 and got it. Wow.
Did all I could do for us.
2 spots here.
Gotta get him? Yeah, gotta get him. Need 2.
Keep coming. Hang on, man. Checkered flag. Nice and easy. Keep it up against the fence there.
Talk to me, boys.
You made the transfer! Man! That was f***ing ridiculous, dude! That was wild, man! That was wild! Holy cow! Oh my God!
I don't know how long you've been sitting on that move, but that was f***ing incredible.
Dude, that was badass. Good job, guys.
I could watch that a bajillion times. As a matter of fact, you should. But it not only impressed NASCAR drivers, but drivers all over the world. IndyCar's Will Power, one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. F1's, for now, Daniel Ricciardo, straight up hero shit. Couldn't agree more, Daniel. F1's Fernando Alonso, the best thing of 2022 in motor racing. We all did this on video games with damage disabled, never thought this could become reality. F1's Pierre Gasly, legend, when in doubt, flat out. Even NASCAR themselves seem to be okay with this move, considering that Steve O'Donnell went on SiriusXM and said this.
Well, we've seen similar attempts, but never successfully, right? So in our 75-year history, no one has successfully done that. So Ross pulled off a first that we all saw that I don't think anyone was thinking about. I think, when you saw that, it was like everyone has described, like a video game move. So certainly within the rules, what he did and was able to execute it. So, as with anything you see for a first time, you got to take a look. We've had a number of discussions internally about that move and all the what ifs, but that's within the rules, and believe that's where we'll be for Phoenix as well, and then something we can definitely evaluate in the off season.
Are you kidding me? Even NASCAR realizes that this is amazing and that we should see a little bit more of this on a regular basis? Yes, this is actually a win-win-win-win. I mean, I know Denny Hamlin fans are not happy, and every right to be. It sincerely is really bad for Denny, but frankly, only 4 can get into the Final 4. What do you guys have to say about this? Fair game, but hope NASCAR can limit this. We don't want it to become the norm. Thomas, I agree with you on this because it shouldn't become the norm. Hopefully, it doesn't become the norm. But you got to admit, that was pretty darn cool. And guess what? If NASCAR starts regulating it, then it becomes, frankly, a double yellow line rule where it's completely subjective as to how popular the driver who it benefits is. And we don't want to see that happen either. Fair game. I'm surprised nobody thought of it in the past. It's a move that I have to laugh at every time I watch it, but I have to say it took guts and courage to pull it off, and it worked. As the old saying goes, all's fair in love and war. Steve, you're 100% right. A bajillion things could have gone wrong. The safety gate. I didn't think of the safety gate until after he had crossed the start-finish line because, frankly, I thought the TV was sped up. I thought I was watching some weird glitch, but no, that was real time. I'm still baffled at this one, seriously. And the fact that that safety gate held is just, I seriously have no idea how he did this. He did his job. He got into the championship 4. He made lots of money for the team by getting in. Won't be a go-to move as it's not viable at many tracks. Besides, I think NASCAR will outlaw it. Frankly, it created a Game 7 walk-off moment on top of a Game 7 walk-off moment. Like, are you kidding me? And you know what I just realized? Ross Chastain is essentially the Ricky Bobby to Denny Hamlin's Jean Girard from Talladega Nights. Well, not really, because Ricky Bobby did whatever it took to win, and that's Ross Chastain to a T, and Jean Girard was a champion. Damn! What, too soon, Hamlin fans? I mean, I don't mean to pile on, I really don't, but you got to admit, Ross Chastain is totally Ricky Bobby. What do you think? Should NASCAR ban Ross Chastain's last lap video game move or the Hail Melon in the future? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and it could end up on the show. And honestly, the Florida man actually does have a shot at this championship. Seriously, let's break down the Final 4, starting with Ross Chastain. It's his first time competing for a championship as the Final 4. He did finish second at Phoenix earlier this season, but that was a lifetime ago, and he actually did show a lot of promise at the flatter racetracks, which tells me that this guy should be pretty darn good out at Phoenix. And he's shown that he's willing to do whatever it takes in order to go out there and get a victory. You don't think he's going to pull something that he's been hiding in his back pocket out to win a championship? You got another thing coming. You got to keep an eye on Ross Chastain because I seriously think he will be a very serious threat for this championship. Onto a guy who already has a championship who I don't think is going to be a threat at all, and that's Chase Elliott. He's your 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champ. It's his 4th Final 4 appearance, and you honestly can't judge what Chase Elliott did earlier this season with what he's currently doing. You look at 2022, and it honestly was a great consistent run of them running up near the front and of them being in contention for multiple race victories. But then the playoffs started, and he became inconsistent at best for some reason. Something happened with a few races to go internally within that team, I think, because right before Daytona, that team started falling off a cliff, and frankly, they've been mid-pack, just outside the top 10, just inside the top 10, pretty much since the playoffs have started. And you gotta think maybe Chase Elliott is this season's Kevin Harvick from the 2021 championship race performance. You look at Harvick and what he did that season, he was very dominant all season long, and then in the end couldn't make the Final 4. Now, that didn't happen to Chase Elliott in 2022, but it is having the same remnants where Chase is just kind of being inconsistent. And look back at what happened last year. He didn't exactly set the world on fire when he went out to Phoenix. So I don't have a whole lot of faith in Chase Elliott. I'm sorry to say, maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I'm definitely not picking Elliott as my championship favorite. Now, Christopher Bell, it's his first time in the Final Four. He actually did win at New Hampshire earlier this season, which is a track you have to be very good at in order to be great out at Phoenix. So maybe this guy actually does have a shot. I mean, seriously, you look at this guy, he had 2 Game 7 walk-off moments, essentially back-to-back in elimination races in order to advance to the next round, and that's precisely what he's done here. He's in the Final Four, he's just got to do it one more time, and he's already done it twice. So I do think that Bell is a very serious threat for the championship. Then we have Joey Logano. He is your 2018 champ, 5 Final Four appearances, all in even years, for some reason. No. But you look at what he's done this season, honestly, inconsistent. There are some races where they're up near the front, he's in contention, and he might actually grab a win. He's got a few this season. But then you look at what he's done in the postseason, and that's just been a little inconsistent. When they're great, they're great. When they're not, oh boy, they're not. Logano's highs and lows are much, much more vast. Honestly, I think it's going to come down to 2 drivers, and I truly think it's going to be these 2 drivers, first and second, racing for the championship with 1 lap to go. Ross Chastain and Christopher Bell. Both are rookies in the Final Four. Both have the least experience in this championship playoff format, but both really have a lot going for them going into this race. I do think that Chase Elliott and Joey Logano will both have top 10 runs, but honestly, I don't feel like either of them are going to be a serious threat. I think they're racing for 3rd at this point. So the question is, where do these guys finish? Honestly, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, I'm picking Ross Chastain. If I had to pick one going into that final turn, because Ross has shown he's willing to do whatever it takes, and is Christopher going to step up and adapt to the craziness that is this new era of NASCAR racing? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. If these 2 are racing for the championship on the white flag lap, honestly, don't blink, because it's going to be breathtaking, legendary, and make the highlight reels for generations. Sure, I'd love to see Chase Elliott grab his 2nd championship or Joey Logano grab his 2nd championship, but honestly, a new car, a new era going into the 75th anniversary of NASCAR, it'd be really cool to get a brand new first-time champ with this new next-gen car. I think it's going to happen. Either Ross Chastain or Christopher Bell will nab it. I truly do think that both of these drivers will be champions one day in NASCAR. The question is when and who gets it first. What do you guys have to say? I'm going for Elliott, but I'm also pulling forward Chastain. I'm going for Ross Chastain. Anyone but Joey. For the love of God, not Joey. Who deserves it? Chase Elliott, but Chastain will win it. Him or Bell. They have the momentum, and Chase, despite being consistent all throughout the regular season, has not shown up throughout the playoffs. I agree with you guys 100%. And yes, anybody but Joey, for the love of God, please not Joey. But I honestly don't think that Elliott or Joey have a shot at this championship. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. It could end up on the show. You can help support the channel for free by hitting the subscribe button, liking this video, and sharing it on social media. It means a lot. Thank you. You can also follow me on social media at HeyAlanBailey and log on to AmericanRacingNetwork.com for the latest motorsports news. ARN, the Motorsports Authority. Thank you so much for watching. For Shifting Gears, I'm Alan Bailey. We'll see you at the track.